What's going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel, Austin Davis. And in this video, we're going to tell you guys a little embarrassing story. This is from my first ever pressure washing job I ever did, my first ever paying job, while we watched me actually just so eloquently and professionally clean this driveway. So the first job I ever got was from a real estate agent. He hired me out. This was back 4 years ago. I didn't have barely any equipment, 2.7 gallon per minute, little downstream injector, and a 5-gallon bucket with my little gallons of bleach. He gave me an opportunity on this 2,700 square foot house that needed a house wash and a driveway cleaning. So super cool opportunity. Was scared to death because I barely knew what I was doing. Ended up telling him it would be $700, which he actually accepted, obviously. Thank God for that. And I was just like, holy crap, a huge pile of money, which was a big pile of money at the time for me, and it still is. I went ahead and went at it. Now, here's the funny thing. Here's what makes it so embarrassing. I barely knew what I was doing. This is what I'm telling people that are getting into the business. Like, dude, become a sponge to the information that you can get on YouTube that's free, which at the time, I was so eager to get into the business. I was just like, yep, I'll do anything. Like, we'll do it. I'll make it happen, right? So I get to this job that was so covered in algae, barely knew what I was doing. I did have a little bit of, YouTube knowledge from Joe Deary, Powerful Improvements. If you haven't seen his channel, go watch his channel. Very filthy house, and so I knew that I needed to downstream that. The only information I knew about downstreaming was you got to use a downstream injector, but I had no idea about ratios or bleach or anything. So I had a 5-gallon bucket. At the time, I was so deathly afraid to put bleach on a house. So what I did is I took a 5-gallon bucket and I put 2 gallons of just pure shock in there, and then the rest was water. So it's 2 gallons of shock, 3 gallons of water in a 5-gallon bucket. Then I was downstreaming that. Knew nothing about ratios, okay? I didn't know what 1 to 10 meant or anything. So I start, soft washing this house with the downstreamer, and I'm using a big 30-foot pole that you can rent from Home Depot, those long ones, right? And because I didn't know anything about, shooter tips or anything. So I'm trying to clean this house, and I'm like, why the hell is this not working? I'm letting it sit and letting it dwell, and the algae is still there. Now I obviously understand that a downstream injector pulls 1 to 10. So if you have a full batch of straight bleach and you're pulling from that, you'll get a 12.5 divided by 10. That's 1.25 strength. Okay, that's what everyone downstreams at. Well, I didn't know that at the time. I was diluting it 2 or 3 times, so I was probably getting like 0.2 or 0.3 on the house, which obviously wasn't doing anything. So I had left the job. I went back to my truck with the customer and client still in the house, Googling and YouTubing how to downstream. Customers were coming out asking me, is everything okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm just in the truck. I'm just, taking a quick break. I'll be there in a second. But they didn't know I was actually on YouTube trying to figure out how to clean their house. It was so embarrassing. I ended up seeing that I needed to go straight bleach in the 5-gallon bucket. So what I did was I told them, like, hey, I need to go get gas. I ran out of gas, which I didn't. That wasn't the case. I just needed to go to the pool store and get more bleach because I underestimated how much I needed because I used the bleach that I have for a ratio that wasn't going to work. So I had to go to the pool store, told them I was just getting gas, go to the pool store, get more bleach, ended up filling the 5-gallon bucket with bleach and then downstreaming that, and it worked. Thank God, right? Because I was doing it the proper way. Then I was like, how do you clean this stonework? Because it was vinyl on top and stone on the bottom. The stone wouldn't come clean with the downstreamer, right? And I was like, how the hell, like, what is happening? I thought I just learned that it would work. Then I go back to my truck, get back on YouTube while I'm at the project. It's just so crazy and stupid. The customers were like, what is he doing? I say, okay, how do you clean stonework, right? I learned that you need to go 50-50 on a pump-up sprayer if you don't have any of that fancy equipment. And so that's what I did. I took out my pump-up sprayer, I 50-50'd it, ended up getting all that stonework cleaned. Guys, this was a 2,500 square foot house. And it took me from 9 a.m. to like 6 p.m. sundown to figure out how to clean the whole exterior, right? But the problem was I told them, like, yeah, it'll probably take me 4 or 5 hours to clean the house and the driveway. Well, they were in a rush to sell it. They needed to get listed like the next few days or whatever. And so I told them, but when it got to sundown, they came out. They were like, Austin, like, what's going on? Are you okay? Like, obviously, they know something's up, like something's wrong because I'm not getting it done. But by the end of the day, I did have that house done. And, I was just like, look, like, it just took me a little longer than I anticipated. I'm so sorry about that. I'll be back tomorrow morning to finish the driveway. Well, I get back out there the next morning to power wash the driveway, still with my 2.7 gallon per minute on my little 12-inch disc. And I shit you not, guys, it took me like 2.5 to 3 hours to just clean this driveway. And then all the lines starting appearing, guys. And I was like, oh my God, what now? Like, you gotta be kidding me. Like, this is not happening. And I didn't know about post-treating. Okay, then I get back in my truck on YouTube. Like, why are there lines in the driveway after I'm cleaning it? I learned about post-treating. Then I had to go back to the pool store, get more bleach, fill it in my pump-up sprayer. And then I 50-50'd post-treated that whole driveway. And finally, after like a combined 16 hours on the job site, I did a house wash and driveway cleaning. I was so burnt out. My back was killing me. I felt so embarrassed, but I learned so quick on the job. Like I learned so much from that job. It was just so cool because whenever I first got, whenever the client handed me that $700 check, that was like the best money I've ever made in my life. Not because it was the most money I've ever made in my life, but like it was just like, holy crap, like I can do this. Like I can actually go out there and make money for myself with my own little business. I just need to actually learn how to do this stuff the proper way, in the efficient way, learn how to be more efficient in my business, you know, upgrade my equipment and really learn what I'm talking about and what I'm doing. So yeah, that's the story of my first ever pressure washing job. It was just absolute mayhem. It makes me laugh when I go back and think about it, but I hope you guys enjoyed this little story time. I'm gonna be doing some more story time videos of horror clients that think that I've had all kinds of interactions with clients, guys, just, you know, irate clients that get mad over little things, really good stories with clients. All kinds of things have happened to me. I've killed bushes, I've replaced things, all kinds of stories I have in my business. I'm gonna be doing a new line on my channel where I talk about things and talk about stories and what happened to me, what I would do differently, and hopefully provide some good entertainment for my channel. So stay tuned. If you're not already subscribed, hit the like button, do subscribe. We're trying to hit 100,000 subscribers this year. Peace out, guys.